Welcome to the mind of Lancescurv, the most creatively profound man in cyberspace.
The Art of Silence and Detachment. Lancescurv.com. Welcome back, everyone. Lancescurv here. I'm having a very, very peaceful day and feeling so rejuvenated in the mountains here in Ghana, West Africa. Every day that goes by, it feels as though, like melting ice, certain toxic things that have been put on me in situations and things that I've had to deal with that couldn't seem to rub off. It seems to be going away. I can't even say slowly but surely, and really at an accelerated pace. I wanted to share a few words that I jotted down because when I write, I really focus in on the words, and then we're going to freestyle a little bit. This may be long, this may be short, I don't know. We're going to freestyle. So it's going to be something at least that's edifying to your life. I like to do those things. I like to speak about things on that level. It may not be the most popular. It may not be things that go viral. It may not be things that make many people group around. But this is really what's in my heart, especially as I get a little more advanced in my years and your views ascend and you see things for what they really are. I'm not really interested in being the most popular. I just want to talk deeply about these things that I see with people and individuals who could see it also. You know, what good is it to have the masses around you and they don't understand your language? It makes no sense. In a world filled with constant noise and chaos, the art of detachment and silence emerges as a beacon of self-preservation and inner peace. It's not merely about shutting people or situations out. It's a conscious act of reclaiming one's mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical energies from sources that drain rather than nourish. Detachment. Detachment is not synonymous with apathy. It's an act of self-love and self-preservation. It involves recognizing when certain people, places, or situations are detrimental to our well-being and having the courage to create healthy boundaries. By detaching ourselves from toxic influences, we create space for growth, healing, and positivity to flourish in our lives. Silence. Silence, too, is a powerful tool in navigating toxicity. When faced with individuals who thrive on chaos and confusion, silence can be our greatest ally. It allows us to preserve our energy and maintain our inner peace in the face of adversity. Sometimes, the most powerful response to negativity is simply refusing to engage, letting our silence speak volumes. Benefits of detachment and silence. Recharge and renewal. Detachment and silence provide us with the opportunity to recharge our mental, spiritual, and emotional batteries. By removing ourselves from toxic environments and relationships, we create space for inner peace and rejuvenation. Clarity and perspective. Stepping back from toxic influences allows us to gain clarity and perspectives on our lives. It enables us to see things more objectively and make decisions that align with our values and goals. Empowerment. Detachment and silence empower us to take control of our own well-being. Instead of being at the mercy of external forces, we become the architects of our own happiness and fulfillment. Identifying toxic individuals. While every person is unique, There are certain personality traits and behaviors that are often red flags for toxicity. These include manipulative behavior. Individuals who consistently manipulate and exploit others for their own gain should be approached with caution. Constant drama. People who thrive on drama and chaos tend to bring negativity wherever they go. Limiting our time with them can help preserve our peace of mind. Lack of empathy. Those who show little empathy or regard for the feelings of others may drain our emotional resources without hesitation. Chronic negativity. Surrounding ourselves with chronically negative individuals can be emotionally exhausting. It's important to recognize when their negativity is impacting our own well-being. See, detachment and silence are not signs of weakness. They are essentially tools for self-preservation and inner peace. By recognizing toxic influences and creating healthy boundaries, we can reclaim our power and live more authentically. Remember, self-care is not selfish. It's necessary for our overall well-being. You know, as a man, I have testosterone. As a man, I have aggression. As a person and an individual, I've always been outspoken. I've always been one not to shy away from dealing with things head on. But like a well-trained boxer who understands the best defense is not just catching a blow to the head, but to lean away or duck to avoid punishment and further damage in your older years, I've learned really it's better to just leave it alone. Because you see, when you have individuals who thrive on chaos, they thrive on drama, they thrive on gossip, they thrive on smearing a person's character, namely yours, right? Nobody likes that. But you know what? Let them. Because this universe and this creation and all things in nature always seek to find its balance. It may take a little longer in some situations than others, but the truth always comes out. So instead of trying to prove yourself, instead of trying to deal straightforward with these people who are loving the confrontation, they're loving the battles, they're loving the mind games, leave them alone. Because you know what this does? These people who have venom for these situations, or people who have light within, just like the saying goes, and I've been repeating this saying a whole lot as of recent, but your light, your personal light, agitates their demons. When they see you living a certain way, when they see you moving a certain way, when they see that you live a progressive life and that you have a destiny, it makes certain people who thrive on chaos and living nondescript lives, the lives of a spectator, the lives of mediocrity, they can't stand you. I recently found out that someone within close proximity to me actually hates me. He hates me. He told someone, not a mutual friend, but someone that we both know, that this person came to me and said, "Hey man, be careful of this person. They said they hate you. That they don't dislike you, but they literally hate you." And I've kept my distance even before finding this out. But the bottom line is now, zero contact. Zero contact, no contact whatsoever. See, when people have this kind of venom for you, and they know that you know that they possess this venom for you, and when they know that you know, but you choose to shut them out, they don't have the opportunity to inoculate, to inject you with the venom that they want you to receive unknowingly. Because these entities, they think they're fooling someone. These entities, they like to move in the shadows. Even if it's broad daylight, they will act as though they're befriending you or having a pleasant conversation. But deep down, they want to get close to you on a regular basis in your personal life so that they can defeat you, wear you down, have you not possess any motivation to do the excellent things that you do. They don't like you to shine. So you have to be careful on who you allow in your personal space. There needs to be different levels of that. And if anybody's going to be extremely close to you, they have to earn being close to you. You just can't let them on in. And see, this has been something that I've been guilty of most of my life. And I understand why. I've always been a loving person. I've always been a person who takes people on face value. And that was a major, major flaw for me. I'm still loving, but I am budgeting out my love for who deserves it. Because you have to understand, many of us have secret motivations and hidden agendas. Not everybody. If an agenda that a person has is transparent and they really love you and they're really in your corner, it would be evident and you will feel it. And this is why we have to get away from just observing and trusting the superficial. We can't. We can't, because we've become so good at wearing the mask. We've become so good at wearing the Colgate smile. We've become so good at emulating care and warmth just by the way we move and the way we look. And just like a video I saw recently where a young lady was saying that evil people, many would think, look like mass murderers or deranged killers. Twisted looking. Something to be scared of on sight, when really the most evil people that I've ever known, and possibly you've ever known, that have disappointed you or just came out with their evil intentions on your life, really can be very attractive. I'm not saying they're supermodels, but I mean attractive as far as their demeanor when they get next to you. Well, how do you think they get next to you to do this to you? Can a snake bite you from 25 feet away? Can a man punch you from 25 feet away? No. Like Muhammad Ali said, you can't hit what you can't see. See? And even if you could see it, if you keep distance, a safe distance, while assessing this individual's intentions on your life, because trust me, people who really care for you have the intention of getting close to you, to care for you even more, to love on you even more, to support you even more. But when they don't have their way, they find themselves revealing themselves, and they can't stand to understand that you know who they are. You see? And then they will hide under the bushes. They'll hide behind the tree. They'll remove themselves, and slowly you'll hear from them less and less, because you caught a glimpse or really a full view of what they intended for your life through their venomous energy. And I speak on these things constantly because this world is really intensifying with this type of thing. And social media has amplified it up even more. Because I believe that there's more mental illness in this world than ever before. You know, it's natural to want to know what's going on around you. But when being nosy consumes your whole day, when it consumes your mind, where your mind is locked and you can't think of anything else, which keeps you from being a positive person with positive aspirations, then we know we have a serious problem. And as of recent, it's confirmed by the actions of a few that I've seen, and one in particular, that mental illness is real. And a lot of times we do it to ourselves because we don't want to cleanse our own thoughts. We don't want to cleanse ourselves. We don't want to really take accountability for what we have to take accountability for. I'm not saying we're all messed up completely, but we have to clean house. And if we don't seek to clean house on a regular basis, we will find ourselves in a space where we will have an accumulation of toxic feelings, toxic thoughts, hence the toxic life that many of us live. And as I said before, when you clean your house, when you move correctly towards your destiny, these people, they will begin to envy you and get jealous, and then they want to stop you because your very presence in their life, to whatever way it may be. It might be a coworker who you have to deal with that acts cordial, but they have these feelings towards you. It might be a neighbor who despises you, and their whole day is consumed to see what you're doing in your home, which a nice huge wall can take care of. But they say that makes a better neighbor now, doesn't it? And I really believe in that. Boy, life is sweet. But the bottom line is that we can't always identify these people, and we can't take people on face value. So just to keep a safe distance, don't allow people to force their way into your life, because this is the way that they get to you. And when I say force, I don't mean force in the same manner that a person forces their way into your door. You crack the door because the bell rung and there's somebody that you don't want to have in, and they shove the door. No, I don't mean that way. But they charm you. They study you. As a matter of fact, if they had any dealings with you on a job or in a neighborhood or a community or just in passing, they'll study you. And they'll see what it is that makes you an individual, whether you like a certain flavor of ice cream and they will stand up behind you in the checkout line, whether you drive a certain car or you have a certain hobby or you're into fitness, anything to strike up a conversation to get into your life. This is what they do. And you think, oh, that's so nice, because we're made to be social. That's the thing. The Creator made us to be social beings. And it kind of doesn't feel right when we have to put up these barriers. But in today's world, with so many weird spirits out here, weird mindsets out here, weird intentions out here, we have got to filter these things from getting into our system, just the same way you have a water filter to filter out the impurities in the water before you consume it. This is mandatory. This is necessary. Today's world is more intense with the toxicities than it ever has been ever in human recorded history. And we have that accelerant called social media that causes people to think in an intense way that they never thought before, because their brains are bombarded with other people's business that they put out there. Look how, see, the comparison games begin. Well, look at their age. They're younger than me and they have a more expensive car. What am I doing wrong? Oh, look at that. I've been through 3 major relationships and never been married in one. And this person's in their 20s and they're married and they have the house and the car and the husband who appears to be faithful. I can't stand them. They may not say that to themselves, but the comparison game is really big. So you have to be careful, right? And you have to be extremely cautious of what you share with people. That break room on the job is one of the most dangerous things that you can do. On jobs that I've had, I've never gone into break rooms, just in passing. The last job I had several years ago driving the bus, you never saw me in the break room, because that's where things fester up. People hear what other people are talking about. They ear hustle you. I mean, hell, you can even be in your own backyard and somebody's on the other side of the fence ear hustling you. You have to make sure what goes out about you. And one game I used to play when I was much younger is that when people, and I'll tell you the story, when I was moving from Queens down to Florida, Queens, New York, people would come around. Oh, I heard you moving. There were only 2 people I told that at the time, and I know who they are. So I said, let's play this game. I said, yes, I am. And I waited for them to ask me, because they were going to ask me, well, where are you moving to? I said, listen, don't tell anybody. This is between me and you. That's the best way to get somebody to tell something, right? Don't tell anybody. This is between me and you. I'm moving to Dallas, Texas. What? Why are you moving down to Dallas, Texas? I said, well, I'd give them a different reason. And here comes the next person that found out from the person that I told I was moving to Dallas, Texas, that they came, are you moving? And now they're going to come and ask me, where am I moving to? Knowing good and darn well what the other person told them. I said, listen, I told a few people some false things because I didn't want to really get it out. But since me and you are real cool, I'm moving to Los Angeles, California. Well, why are you moving out there? And I'd give them a whole different reason. I had 10 different locations that I was moving to of the 15 different people that asked me. It was 15 people I counted. And when I told them the target date, which was 2 months away from the actual date. And this is how I pulled it off. I have a set of tenants, or I had a set of tenants there when I lived in Queens. And they were kind of standoffish, which was good. They didn't really mix with people in the neighborhood. So when the moving truck pulled up, one person came, wait a second, I thought you said it was about 2 months from now that you were going to be moving. I said, yes, it is, but I'm helping my tenants move. They're moving, because once the house is completely sold, understand, they're going to have to go. So they're leaving a little early. Oh, okay. Well, 4 people approached me during the move, which was at night. Most people are already home, but those 4 came out to ask me, and I told them the same thing. And the funny part about it is I waved to many of the people in the neighborhood. There was a lady next door to me that she stopped speaking because she was very competitive and envious, and she had her issues. We had a very nice relationship at one time, but her true self came out. And I saw her. We hadn't spoken years. I saw her and I smiled and I waved at her. Because she caught wind that I was moving the tenants that I had. So she's saying to herself, wait, we haven't spoken in years. I can't stand him. Why is he waving at me? And I waved with the biggest smile. Because I knew when she found out that those tenants still lived there and were going to still live there, they didn't have to move. The new owners of the house were going to let them stay. So I wanted her to think about me waving at her victoriously as I move, that I don't have to have you as a neighbor anymore. And she must have felt punched in her gut because I played her. I played all of them and I was gone. Now, social media wasn't as it is now. It really, really wasn't at all, because we didn't have Facebook until when? 2004, YouTube until 2005, Twitter after YouTube, and then Instagram came much later. But there was no way to track me. So the very few that I was close with, they gave me the feedback, and it was so funny. But you really have to silence and detach. A situation can be right up on you, where there are toxic people almost touching you shoulder to shoulder. And you have to know how to be silent and detached, but you cannot allow them into your mind. Your physical body is here, but your mind is planning and righteously scheming on the other things that you plan for the future. So while they're watching you and focusing on you, that's the best time to plant the seeds in your mind of your plans for the near future and the distant future. And as that manifests, they're going to realize that you're not even paying them any mind, that you have your plans and you had your plans that didn't involve them. That way, they can never mar your destiny, because these monitoring spirits out here, that is their job. And that's a job with me that they're never going to succeed with. Anyway, much love to you all. Lancescurv signing off. I just wanted to touch on that. Didn't want to make it too long. But leave your comments on Lancescurv.com on the particular link that I share in the description area below. And we'll focus on the blog, because YouTube removes a lot of the comments. And I will never do that, no matter what you say. Anyway, it's been enjoyable. Lancescurv out. On to the next one. Peace and much love.
Make sure to go to Lancescurv.com, an online magazine established in 2001, containing written articles, thousands of talk shows and discussions, cutting-edge cartoons, as well as erotic expressions and tasteful adult photography. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. Once you get a taste of the world of Lancescurv, trust me, you'll be back for more. Lancescurv.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.